Welcome back to Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen with offices in Houston, Texas, and today I'm going to discuss the worst mistake that you can make if you find out that your case has been denied, you're placed in deportation proceedings, or if you have been ordered deported or removed from the United States. So if you find yourself in one of these situations, the worst mistake that you can do is to visit an immigration attorney and ask for a free consultation, or go to an immigration attorney that offers a free consultation for this specific matter. The reason being is that if you ask an immigration attorney for free advice, most likely they're not going to treat you as a priority, and they're not going to become invested in the case. Only when an immigration attorney becomes invested in the case do they try their best to make sure that you have all your available options at hand. If you just rely on a free consultation, most likely the immigration attorney is not going to take your case very seriously, and they may overlook potential solutions for your immigration case. So now that we've gone over what you shouldn't do if you find yourself in these situations, let's go over 3 things that you definitely should do. The first thing that you should do is that you're going to go to your immigration attorney and you're going to ask them for a copy of your entire immigration record. This means that anything that they have sent to the government and any documents that they have received from the government and any notes that they have taken about your case. The second thing that you should do is that if you didn't use an immigration attorney and you did it yourself and you don't have a copy of what you filed, you are definitely going to want to contact the government to ask for a copy of your records. You can do this through a medium called the Freedom of Information Act request. So through a FOIA request, what you can do is you can ask the government to give you copies of what they have. So if you filed a petition with USCIS, you can make a Freedom of Information Act request with USCIS. If you are in or were in removal or deportation proceedings, you can ask for a copy of your proceedings with the immigration court, or you can file a FOIA request with the Executive Office of Immigration Review. There are many offices underneath the Department of Homeland Security. So depending on your type of case, you may have to do multiple FOIA requests in order to get all of the documents that you need in order to help the new attorney help you with your case. The last thing that you should definitely do is gather any new and additional evidences. So if you do not have certain evidences in your proceedings or when you filed the documents, you definitely want to go ahead and gather those evidences now. This way, your new attorney can use this information to help you refile or file any new petitions or applications that you may qualify for. If you don't do this last step now, in the future when you actually find an attorney willing to help you, those evidences may not be there. So again, you want to make sure that if there's any type of evidence that you did not previously provide to the government, you want to go ahead and gather those documents now before it's too late. At the end of this video, I'm going to share a recent testimonial from one of our clients. We recently helped her with her immigration case. Also remember that if you have a very complicated immigration case, you're not limited by the immigration attorneys that live or work near you. So if you go online and you read up on the law firm or the attorney and you realize that they have no immigration experience or they have really poor reviews online, you have the luxury of hiring an immigration attorney across the United States. And remember, once you reach out to the immigration attorney, always prefer a paid consultation. When you make a paid consultation, the attorney is not only going to take your case more seriously, they're also going to become invested in your case, and they're going to want to provide you with all of the legal options available for you. Again, thank you for watching Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen, and we hope that we have made immigration easier to understand.
My name is Joseph Roston.
My name is Loanne Roston.
No, we were not.
We were not.
The reason we agreed was we had a very complicated immigration case with my wife and her citizenship, and we had no success with 2 different lawyers, and we were pretty much at a dead end and didn't know what to do or have a solution available. My wife talked to Mr. Nguyen, and he listened to us, explained our options, and from that point on, he gave us hope. He gave us a plan, he did what he said, and he delivered. I recommend Mr. Nguyen for any immigration or legal issues that you have. He's a quality lawyer, stand-up guy.
I tried to look for several lawyers in California. When I'm talking about my case, first thing they say, I'm sorry, I don't want to take that case. So I talked with all the lawyers in Salt Lake City, Utah, and the lady say, remember the lady name of the lawyer, honey? Okay. I say, don't want to deal with that. So I'm looking for all the best lawyer in Texas, and his name, David Nguyen, the lawyer in Houston, popped up. And the next day, I talked with his office, and they make an appointment.
They told us because it was too hard, it would take too many resources that they didn't want to put on our case. And the lady was an immigration attorney, and she was supposed to be very good and capable, but she said she felt like that it would only have a 25% chance of being successful if she did take it on, and she did not want to put her resources into it. She felt like it was, she would rather have easy cases, I think, is what the real reason was. So when I married Nguyen, I didn't know anything about the immigration process, and since then I've had my eyes quite opened up wide. It's very complicated and complex. In our situation, she had been in a previous marriage with an American and divorced him. And this American, to save his own skin, he accused her of being in a false marriage with him, which was not true. But in the government's eyes, that was the case, and that's what they believed. And we didn't have any avenue to prove her innocence on this issue until we met Mr. Nguyen, and he was able to redo our I-751 and get the case going, and we proved many facts, and we successfully defended my wife, and now she is on her way to citizenship as an American citizen. I didn't think anybody from out of state would take a case inside Utah. And me and my wife had several fights about this, and I told her, I think you're wasting your time. But she proved me wrong, and she found Mr. Nguyen and talked with him, and it was all good from there. And he was willing to accept our case, even though he was not in our state, didn't practice in our state, but he took it on in Utah, and it was a very easy process, actually, and went well, and we did a lot of video conferencing and information like that, and it worked very well. So it is possible to work with an out-of-state lawyer. In my opinion, Mr. Nguyen has a much greater understanding of the immigration laws and than our previous lawyers did. And I also believe Mr. Nguyen does this because he cares about people. He has a genuine concern about immigrants and their situation, and I think he is a very good man for being that way, and not just in it for the money. I think he has a tremendous interest in helping people, and that comes from the heart, and I think that drives his passion to do the good job that he does do.
Yeah, kind of frustrated every day. Kind of headache and far from home, miss family. I want to see my mom so bad. And
good job.
I need a driver license, go to work and travel to see. So the first thing I got my driver license, I fly to Florida to see my son. He's very happy about that.
Yeah.
And so without losing the green card for a while, over 10 years, more than that, my life is hard, miserable. I want to be.
You haven't been home to see your family and mother in almost 15, 18 years.
Yes, that's That's very frustrating.
And now you get
Yeah, upset. Yeah, everything. So I get so emotional. I'm so happy today. I think the lawyer, Mr. Nguyen, he's right.
So it was very hard because without her having a proper driver's license, green card, we've driven to the East Coast for 3 different times now because we couldn't fly and get through the security. The hardest part about me and my wife is wherever we went and whatever we did, we were always hiding a secret. And we had something that we had to hide from people, that she wasn't a citizen and she didn't have the proper documentation and the green card. And it was hard to know who you could let in on that secret and who you couldn't. And it was so always just kind of a black cloud that we had following us. And that to me was the hardest part about it, was keeping that secret from everybody. And then after that, obviously being able to travel, get through airport security was hard. We couldn't leave the country. We'd have to drive long distances across the United States because we couldn't fly. And it was hard. My wife couldn't get any good employment where she could get benefits and insurance and savings plans and things like that because she was not a citizen and didn't have a green card. So it held us back quite a bit. For me personally, I was very nervous because we have not had any success with the immigration system at all. We've never had a win. We've been through 3 different lawyers and everybody had an answer, but none of them came through, or our situation seemed to always get worse after we would finish with a lawyer. And so I was very hesitant and nervous, and my wife assured me that Mr. Nguyen was solid and going to be able to help us. And I was surprised at how quick he went to work on the case and how much information he was able to come up with, and the case that he presented and how quickly he did in the amount of volume. I was very impressed and surprised, and Mr. Nguyen was very firm in his knowledge and understanding of the immigration laws and what needed to be done. So as we went on, I became more and more confident, and today the results speak for themselves. We're very happy and hopeful, and this is the best feeling we've had in 20 years with our immigration experience. Oh, sweetie.
Yes.
So, Mr. Nguyen was very much big help. I would see people come out of the doors that had been in interviewing, and you could tell right off either they had a happy face or a not so happy face, and you could kind of judge how things went. We didn't have to wait very long. It was a matter of 10, 15 minutes, and my wife and Mr. Nguyen came out of the interview room, and I looked at my wife, and she had bright eyes, was holding back a smile, and Mr. Nguyen could tell I was anxious, and he gave me a thumbs up, and I knew things were good from there. So it didn't take long, not as long as I anticipated, and I'm glad for that. It's hard to sit there and wait, but it turned out well.
I think the interview, I expected harder than that, so I learned every day. And from the lawyer, from Mr. Nguyen, they gave me a month ago, right?
Study material.
Study material. That helped a lot. So we always have up everything, and they try to help me or go through the interview before.
Sure.
The practice interview before I go to the real one. And the officer is a nice guy, and went through all the question and everything like that, and answered correctly. So I feel confident of that.
I feel like you're prepared well.
Yeah, he's prepared well. But prepare the test is a good thing. And the law office keep update, and give me all kind of questions before, and the practice help a lot. Actually, it's not. Yes. So they just go to something about the legal system, though. So the lawyer help to answer about that, but just go through all the history question, focus on N400.
I think that was because of the excellent case Mr. Nguyen prepared and the excellent I-751 application that he prepared for us, and the thorough and complete affidavits Mr. Nguyen worked up and worked us through. I think Mr. Nguyen's preparation in the case is why the interview went so smoothly. There was no questions to be asked. They were answered in the paperwork and the affidavits and the case that we presented.
I feel great. I feel so happy. Yeah, that's the best moment. I feel good.
We're planning to retire in the near future. We have a home that we've been remodeling and taking care of, and I think that's going to be our home base. And now with Luann getting U.S. citizenship, we can travel much more now, huh?
Yes.
We can go back and visit her family in Vietnam, and we can travel to other countries also. And I think we'll kind of follow my son in his career, and hopefully we'll expect some grandchildren here soon as my son's getting married. And we just want to kind of live happily ever after, don't we? And retire and be happy and do what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
Mr. Nguyen, so I want to come back to see my family. That's my mom. She's been waiting for me every day. And see my brother and see my nephew. And in the future, if I like to sponsor my family, I go to ask Mr. Nguyen help. So I would like to recommend to everyone, if the case like me, don't be afraid. Just talk to the lawyer office. Mr. Nguyen going to help you. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho những các bạn mà có những cái trường hợp mà sợ bị giả, rồi không có thẻ xanh, rồi không có biết mà tìm tới cái văn phòng luật sư, thì mình giới thiệu cứ đừng sợ cái gì cả, cứ tìm đến văn phòng luật sư sẽ giúp các bạn để có giấy tờ thẻ xanh và quốc tịch.
At David Nguyen's law office, we are here to help you. We bring families together through immigration. And on the other hand, we help you find solutions. All your legal needs in the hands of people who care, who are there for you. We'll take care of your loved ones at the law office of David Nguyen.